Ku-ring-gai is made up with a diverse group of vegetation communities and plants and animals, and over time they have the impacts of the urban environment, whether it's through weeds or nutrients, all sorts of things that can actually impact our bushland. Being part of a Bushcare group allows people to help restore the environment, help to get to know those plants and animals, and have a lot of really valuable experiences along the way. In Ku-ring-gai, we have 65 groups of Bushcare sites that are working throughout the year, and we have over 700 volunteers. Let's go and meet a few of them.
Oh, well, I started with Nola, my wife, back in '94, or even before that. It's creating something more like it used to be, and it would attract the wildlife that would have been here originally. We seem to be losing more and more of our natural habitat, so what we can do to create it to something like it used to be is fantastic. So it's really, really great to be able to come here and work there, and you can hear the birds calling now. We've got the butcher birds love this little area.
Well, I really enjoy looking after my local environment. I'm a West Pymble local. I've lived here for nearly 30 years. I work in the local area, and I think it's just probably nice to be able to look after your local environment, and I think we're really lucky in West Pymble because we've got this beautiful bicentennial park that's been set up since 1988, and it's just lovely to be able to look after it and care for it.
As you make the changes through Bushcare, do you sort of see a few of those animals and those birds return over time?
Oh yes, you definitely do. Oh, you definitely do, yes. Birds like the eastern yellow robin, they don't want it all dense. They want an area where there's an open area, because what they do is they perch up in a tree and they watch, and then when they see movement in the prey, so they can dash down and get it, but they do like an open area. They don't like it all dense, so different birds have got different requirements. But it's a nice interest.
It is.
So one of the big things in Ku-ring-gai is that there's a lot of urban interface with our bushland. All of that stormwater runoff that comes off the hard surfaces of our roads and our roofs and our urban development, that all gets channeled into our bushland reserves at a much higher speed and higher capacity than what they would able to normally be able to take. Along with the increase of water comes higher nutrients, different sort of pollutants, and also weed seeds as well that get spread around. Some of our high risk weeds that you do see everywhere are ones that disperse by wind and water. Things like crofton weed is a big one. You'll see that through most of our parks and bushland reserves.
I've lived in the area for 20 years now. I used to walk my kids through here when they were little. I've always loved the bushland, so to give something back is just great.
Bushcare is a great way to get out and contribute to the environment and the health of our bushland. All over Ku-ring-gai we have different sites where people are volunteering and working to restore the bushland. We're here in Linfield at Two Creeks, and we've got David and a group of volunteers who have done some amazing work in helping to restore some of this bushland.
The site has been worked as a volunteer site for 15 years now. The track was built back in the 20s during the Depression, or before the Depression, and it's got some beautiful stonework in it, but it's a beautiful site. It's got some lovely vegetation.
Danielle, we're out here at this Bushcare site. Have you been working here for a while?
We do about once a month. We come down, and we've been doing it for about 15 years. It feels like you've had a break from the world when you come down here. We've transformed it with 3 hours once a month. We've made such a difference, and it's so satisfying.
You'll learn along the way. So previously I didn't know a lot about weeds and what damage they could do to the environment. Since I've joined Bushcare, I've learnt so much, and it gives you a very different focus.
Anyone can be involved in Bushcare. It doesn't matter what your level of skill or physical ability. We've got teenagers coming to complete their Duke of Edinburgh Award. We've got people in their 80s and 90s still coming and contributing and making a difference. So whether you want to get stuck in and do some physical labour, or whether you just want to hang out in the bush and do some fine weeding and take in the surrounds and do some bird watching. You know, there's something for everybody.
All too easily it can get overrun with all the wrong sort of things, but if we take care we can get it back to its natural state, and that's what it's all about, I guess.
There's so much diversity in the bushland surrounding Sydney, and Bushcare is a great way to get out there and to make a contribution and to meet the people in the community. I thank all the people who have been involved today and had us as their guests on their sites, and we hope to see you next time.